don't lose it? What sort of stock should I buy? Those are questions I get every single time. Welcome in to Money Talk with Dr. Lina. This is the $1,000,000 League. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome in, Prince B, Cos, welcome in. Happy Sunday, welcome in, welcome in. And today we're on to the special, which is the family and finance. Welcome in, Super Omega. Josie, how are you doing? Executive Director, Allah. Samuel, welcome in, welcome in. And today we're on a family and finance journey where we're talking about financial freedom for every member of the family, right? Things that nobody wants to talk about family, because they said finances is one of the major problems that causes breakups in family. But guess what? We never talk about it. But those are things that we're going to be addressing today. Welcome in. If you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help professionals to turn their income into real wealth. So if your goal is to turn your income to wealth, then you're in the right place and we know exactly what to do. Tap out the live, share out the live, get your daily at me, invite your friends over, click on the follow button, sit here for about 2 minutes and it looks like what you're looking for. Click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live, invite your friends over. Today, we're going to be talking about everything about family when it comes to finances. So we're going to be touching financial education, the 4 accounts that the family needs to have. We will also be talking about the exact steps, right, that family needs to build the funds. Things about the kids when it comes to the children. How do you manage funds with the children? Should they have things about living trust when it comes to protection, LLC, all of those kind of things. Investing as a family. Should we have joint account? Should we have individual account? Those are things we're going to be talking about today. And we only do this on Sunday. Every other day, we're teaching you about the journey to financial freedom. How do you build wealth? That's what we teach here, the journey to financial freedom, which starts with your income. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for tapping out the live. Let's share out the live as well. Let's share out the live. Liar, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. As soon as we we will get it started. And maybe we might be having panel today. Dr. Plambonja, welcome in. Yeah, welcome in, welcome in. Let's share out the live. Welcome in, get your daily at me. We're going to get it started. So one of the things I'm going to be today is about how to set every member of the family up for financial freedom. So how to, and we only do this on Sundays, Sunday special, how to set every member of the family for financial freedom. So this is very crucial. Every member of the family needs to be financially free. So whenever we talk about financial freedom, we are not only talking about, oh, it's just all about you. Hello, Tammy, how are you doing? Ian, how are you doing on the YouTube side? Welcome in. Click on that follow button, subscribe button if you have not done so. Today is about family and finance, and we're talking about how to set every member of the family up for financial freedom. This is the Sunday special because one day of the week we spend it on the family, right? On the family. So if you have kids, even though if you don't have kids, hey Stephanie, how are you? But see it, welcome in, Lydia. Thank you so much, Tammy. How are you doing? Right. So today we're going to be talking about how do you, because every single day, right, we talk about how do you invest? What should you invest in? Stop saving. Hello, how are you doing? It's been a minute. That's right. Family is key, right? Because whenever we talk about wealth, right? Whenever we talk about wealth, hey, thank you for getting your daily at me. Whenever we talk about wealth, a lot of time we think wealth is just money, right? Wealth equals money. That's what we think. Wealth equals money, right? AKA money. Well, let me just tell you today, wealth is not the same thing as money. Wealth is not the same thing as money, right? It means that wealth does not equal money, okay? Then what is money? And what then is wealth? It means that wealth is one type of money. Number 2 is your health wealth. Trust me, if your family is not in a good state, you are not going to be okay. Who agrees with me? If your family, hey, Fawn, how are you doing? Welcome in. Uh, if your family is not, give me 1 second. I don't know what I did there. Okay. Sure what's going on. Sorry, guys. Hello, Fawn. If your family is not in a good state, tell me how you are going to be okay. If your family is not in a good state, let's imagine, let's assume that, oh, maybe it's, because think about it. If health fails, every other thing fails. If you're going through emotional trauma in the home, a peaceful home is and when I say family, family doesn't necessarily mean it's just it doesn't have to be you are married. It could be your sisters. You are somebody's yes, you are simply to somebody, you're somebody's daughter or son as well. Esther, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Welcome in. Those on YouTube, welcome in as well. Welcome in. Let me know where you're connecting from. I'm connecting from Texas in the United States. And today we're talking about family. Today is family and finance special. And it's about how to set every member of the family for financial freedom. And now we're talking about, first of all, when we talk about financial freedom, when we talk about wealth, understand that when we talk about wealth in this community, it's not just about money. Money is one type of wealth. Those investments, of course, we're going to be touching it today. That we're going to be touching that today. However, right, there's other types of wealth that we all need to understand. The other type of wealth is something called health. And this is very key to the family. If your mental health is not okay, twin, how are you? Thank you so much for sharing their life, right? Phoenix, welcome in. If you have been sitting there 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Also, if you want to be a panel on the TikTok, please request up, right? It has to be those my OGs in the house, those that I know that tap out the live, share out the live. I really need to, those that get the daily at me and all of that, like fun, like twin, right? Click on the request button. Hey, right, click on the request button and I'll bring you right up here. We can have a panel here today. Let's discuss it. Maybe there's something about the family that maybe there's a spender in your family. Maybe you are the saver, and your spouse is the spender. Let's talk about that. How do we manage that, right? Because that's also the dynamics in my own family as well. And most families, that's the situation. There's one person that is the spender and there's the other person that is the saver. How do you manage it in such situations? So we're going to be talking about things like that. So if you want to request up, right, just send an invoice. You see the plus sign right there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, right? Tammy, thank you on the YouTube side. So if you're new on the YouTube, click on that subscribe button if you haven't done that. Also indicate where you're connecting from. Click on the subscribe button, indicate where you're connecting from. Yeah. So like I was saying, what was I saying? So whenever we talk about, I subscribe, like, yeah, whenever we talk about wealth, always remember that, okay, we're talking about money, okay? Money is one type, but then health is the other one. Whenever we talk about health, there's the physical health, there's the mental health, right? And this really impacts the family because you might be healthy physically, but mentally you might not be okay. Emotionally, you might not be okay. Why? Because maybe the home front is not good. The home front is not good. And because the home front is not good, you are mentally impacted. I just want to talk about family because family is important and you really need them sometimes. And like my great grandmother just died a month ago and I needed my family for that. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry for your loss. I am so sorry for your loss. That's on the YouTube side. I am so sorry for your loss. Family is key, really. Forget about whatever anybody says. Family, you need family in your life. Either it's simply maybe husband, wife, or children, whatever. Everyone has a position in their life, right? Everyone has a position. Tammy just lost the grandma and needed family, right? So it is very, very important. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah, welcome in. Get your daily at me. Click on that follow button. This is our Sunday special, family and finance, how to set every member of the family up for financial freedom. That is what we're talking about today. Feel free to request up if you want to. For those on TikTok, feel free to request up. And of course, if you have any specific questions, right? And we might be able to help you. So we're talking about the types of wealth. Money is one type. Health is another type. Now let's talk about the third type of wealth. The third type of wealth is something called the peace wealth. And we're going to be touching every piece of it. You see, this peace wealth, a lot of people don't take it seriously. And as a matter of fact, this is very, very crucial in families. I've seen it over and over and over again, right? I mean, God is going to keep us. We're not going to die young, right? But I see it every single time. Somebody, a spouse passes on, and guess what? The family is not able to access, right? These people were living in luxury, living a good life. All of a sudden, one member of the family passes, maybe the key person in the family passes on, and guess what? Everything is at standstill. They cannot pay for the mortgage. They cannot do any of those things again, right? Life changes for the kids automatically. Why? Do you have a living trust in place? Because maybe the spouse does not have a living trust. Maybe the spouse does not feel a latest millionaire in town, right? And those are part of the things that we talk about here on Sundays. Can I invest in ETF in Africa? Yes, absolutely. You can invest in ETF from anywhere in the world. Anywhere so far there is a stock exchange in your country. And as far as I know, every country has a stock exchange. Does your country, Big Pigs, does it have a stock exchange? So I've seen it over time. If you're new here, click on that follow button. We are on a family and finance. How to set every member of the family for financial freedom. Oh, you're most welcome, Big. You're most welcome. Make sure you click on that follow button if you have not done so. So peace wealth is very, very crucial. Peace wealth is crucial. Why? Because if you have a living trust, or you don't even know what a living trust is. If you don't know what it is, let me see. Because I am also learning the same thing right now. Let me show you this. It's not my book, right? And I hope I don't get flagged for it. Samuel, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. I hope, just look at it. It's called Living Trust. You can look at it. I'm reading the same book right now, right? Whereby you can actually protect your family again, in a situation you are the one, it's not a will, right? It replaces a will, but you are the one in control of it. It's something like a will that you can even use a life, you can control and all of that. It's also a way where you are the owner of something, you own asset without owning it, okay? You own asset without owning it. It's also a form of protection. So do you have all of that? Do you have emergency fund for your family? All of those things goes into peace wealth. The smallest of it is, do you have the only living trust? The only living trust. Okay, just me and you, the only living trust. Yeah, just things like, and I know that a lot of people, including myself, I'm also fixing this right now. Do you have LLC? We're trying to say that, oh, guess what? You want to become a millionaire, right? I mean, that's what this is the $1 million community. This is the MDL. Imani, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. We said this is the $1 Million League community of millionaires. Trust me, we have high net worth individuals here. People that are millionaires in dollars. People that already, somebody just literally crossed $500,000 about 3 weeks ago, right? But guess what? If we ask 90% of those people, or 60%, 70% of those people, do you have a living trust? Trust me, they don't have. We would have LLC. Some of us don't even have LLC. We buy properties in a name. We do all of these things in a name. But then you put yourself at the risk. Money B, latest millionaire in town. Let me give you there's some example like that, your accounts that you have. That account, this is even the simplest one. That account that you have, do you have a beneficiary on it? I mean, the Bank of America account that you have that money in. Do you know the meaning of it? If anything, your family cannot access it. Somebody was just telling me about this like 3 weeks ago, and she said, oh, something happened to one of a spouse, and guess what? Nothing, the family life changed overnight. There's one kid in my friend's daughter, my daughter's friend. The father is a medical doctor here in the United States, so you can know the level of affluence, right? That kid is, and the man passes on. Guess what? They live like not even below, right? Because the man did not make arrangements, right? And guess what? And this is not even the story for today, right? Guess what? Some of this if your money goes through, you don't have living trust, you don't have if it even goes through will, know that almost 25% to 30% of your asset goes to either between the legal between the lawyers and the government. But if you have a living trust in place, it's a different ball game. It protects you somehow. You are the one that owns. It's like you have control over. It's almost like a will where you are still alive. But that's not even why. That's not why we are even talking about this. This is just a digression. If you're new here, welcome in. Click on the follow button. It's family and finance special. They only do this on Sundays. On Sunday, every other day, we're talking about investing, stop saving, ETF, real estate, right? Businesses. Where does the multi-millionaire put their money? How to become financially free. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal. So click on that follow button if you've been sitting here for more than 2 minutes. And on the YouTube side, also click on that subscribe button if you have not done so. All right. So understand that there are different types of wealth. So if you are chasing money, you're spending, you're doing, what's it called? Morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift, you're on call. You're the only one that is taking all of the shifts. Right? They know who to call when somebody doesn't show up. They know that you are going to show up. Just because you are chasing money, guess what is impacting your health? Guess what? I hope you already have your peace wealth in place, your emergency fund, your living trust, just in case anything happens to you. Because when your health is not taken care of, guess what? The risk is higher. That's it. I say things that people would be scared to say. I will tell you as it is because I'm very, very real. Cat's latest millionaire in town. Right? I will tell you as it is. If you don't take care of your health, guess what? Just make sure you also have a living trust and whatever in place because you are trading your health for money. Now, the other type of wealth, right? We're talking about different types of wealth. And a lot of people I was like this for about 5 years. Why? Because I was trying my best to get what? To do number 4. To get my time wealth. Time wealth. What is time wealth? Financial freedom. Ability to live life at your own terms. Become work optional. Right? Become work optional. So in this, if you are in your growth season, because there are different stages of life, there's a time when you're growing. There's a time when you're just a beginner as an individual, because you're an individual, you're an individual entity. You're an individual before you can even be a part of the family. And we are still going to get to the family shortly. You're an individual before you become a part of the family. So let's fix you first, because before we fix you as part of a family, right? There's a time when, you just started, you're just a beginner. And for everyone that is new here, welcome in, welcome me. I'm Dr. Lina. You're just meeting me for the first time. Dr. Lina, I'm a doctor of business and technology. I'm a professor. I teach AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. My day job, I'm a vice president of technology. And of course, I'm also the convener of this community, which is called the $1 Million League. I'm an economist, a chartered accountant. Also, I have my master's and my doctorate in strategic business. And most importantly, I run a family. I run a beautiful, beautiful family. So that is what gives me the opportunity to talk about this, because I've seen this over time, right? Nobody wants to talk about it. Money, right? Wealth is one of the most prevalent reasons why family break up. Right? Most prevalent reason why we have dysfunctional families, but nobody's talking about it enough. But guess what? We're talking about it within this community. Awesome. Yeah, I own and manage double digit real estate portfolio, and I've been investing for close to 2 decades. So during the week, I teach about ETF, real estate, businesses, how to start investing and saving. But on Sunday and Sunday only, we talk about family and finance, how to set up every member of the family for financial freedom. Okay, Bila, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. And if you've been sitting there for 2 minutes, you do us a disservice when you're loving all of this and you're not clicking the follow button, you're not tapping out the live, you do not get daily at me. It just shows the algorithm that you do not value what you're doing here, right? But if you think that it's something that you love, it feels like it's good, it's refreshing, you're getting some knowledge, click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live, and of course, get your daily at me. And as we go ahead, welcome, 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 everyone. Awesome. All right. So time wealth, right? All of us are trading our time for money. Like I told you about my story, right? I told you about my story whereby I traded time for money for about I would say about 5 to 7 years. Because I was just doing it, take the shift. And I mean, mine was not a shift, but I was doing everything to get the money together, to build capital, to be able to invest. So that, to guess what? So that I can buy my freedom, buy my time back. Okay, just so I can buy my time back. That's my goal. Become financially free. Okay, so because if no matter how much you make in terms of money, if you're trading your time for money, then you're not financially free. Financial freedom is that you have control over your time. But if your 40 hours is still controlled by somebody else, then yeah, you still do not have control over it. Why it is okay, because I value income, right? But you need to know where you are using that income to turn into something else that's going to grow, whereby you don't trade your time for money. So things like asset. And we're going to be talking about that today. So we're talking about the 4 types of wealth. So the next time you hear wealth, you don't necessarily think, oh, wealth is money. Whenever you hear this person, oh, this person is wealthy, the question in your mind is that what sort of wealth does this person have? Is it wealthy across all multiple space scenarios? Money, health, peace, time. All right? Peace, time. All right. And number 5, which relates to the family itself, social wealth. Your network is your net worth. Your network is your network. That's the 5th type of wealth. So whenever you're chasing wealth, I want to be wealthy, I want to be good, I want to be doing all of that. Not just money. Health is wealth. Your peace wealth, living trust, emergency fund, your LLC to protect your LLC and company to protect your business, that money you have built, right? Your time wealth, financial freedom, and of course, your social wealth, right? This is where family comes in. Family, friends, community, right? Did they say, I don't know how to say that. If somebody can help me, you are a percentage of, you are whatever of the group that you fall in. Somebody help me with that. You already know what I'm talking about. You are a reflection of a group where you are, or your association, right? That is social wealth. Okay? Social wealth. Awesome. Thank you all for tapping out the live. For those that are new here, if you have been sitting there for 2 minutes, let's click on the follow button. You're doing us a disservice just sitting here not doing anything. So if you have been sitting there for 2 minutes, let's give you a second. Let's give you a second before we go into what we're going to be talking about today. How to set every member of the family for financial freedom. And if you would like to come on a panel, today is also an opportunity to come on a panel. But we just need to know you. We need to have gotten your daily at me. You need to be tapping out the live, because we have BOTs and we have scammers here as well. So we want to make sure that you are real. So please, 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 I want to plead with everyone that is here. If you have been here for more than 2 minutes, you find this valuable, I want to plead with you, please click on that follow button, right? Otherwise, it's okay for you to scroll. Why? Because the algorithm doesn't understand. That's the only language the algorithm understands, that you're doing something, right? It doesn't, when you don't do anything, you're not tapping out the live, you don't click the follow button, you don't share it just shows that, oh, you know what? I don't value this life. It's nothing. It's, but regardless, but you are liking it, you're loving it, but guess what? You just sit there, okay? Saki Priscilla, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Welcome in. So let's go into the steps today. And please, you might be wondering, you might say, oh, you know what? You might be saying, you might be saying, so You might say, oh, you know what? Because we're going to get to things that we're going to talk about children, right? We're going to talk about children, right? You might say, oh, I don't have children, but at some point you might have children. It might not be you exactly. It might be another person's kid. It might be your sibling. It might be your siblings' children, right? So you can also share that with them. Cisco, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. You can also share this with them. Let's share out the life. Let's share out the life. Thank you all for sharing out the life. Let's quickly share out the life. Please let's share out the life. Let's share out the life. We're going to get started right now. No, because we're going to talk about the 10 money system every family members must have. The 10 money system. So let's put it in the comment. The 10 money system. 10 money system that every member of the family should have. The 10 money systems. Can we type it in the comment? The 10 money system. All right? The 10 money system, every member of the family should have 10 money system. You are influenced by the people you're surrounded by, that you're surrounded by. Thank you so much, twin. Thank you so much. Yeah. You are influenced, yes. You are just a function of your association. That's the social wealth. You know, and there's even a particular one. They said you're a percentage of something, right? Welcome in everyone. Welcome in. If you have been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. All right. So the first thing, right? The first thing in terms of money system, thank you so much, Fawn. Thank you so much. And today we're going to be talking about so the 10 money system every family should have. The 10 money system. If there are people that if you're getting your daily at me, and you know you're always tapping out the life, you're within the maybe the first 20. I know that we have the first 20 or first 30. Yeah, we might be able, you know, you can request on the panel and we can just bring you up here. If there's any contribution that you would like to have, let me know, right? Just request up if you want, I think 1 to 20. 1 to 20 or 1 to 30, right? It means that you're engaging. You click on the follow button and all of that. And if you want to know that number, you would see it right there. You would see your number right there. You see this 88 right there. Click on it. Look for your name. You would see where you rank right there. That's on the TikTok side, not on the YouTube side. All you have to do is to click on that subscribe button. It's so good to have each and every one of us. So what are the 10 money systems that every member of the family should have? Remember how to set every member of the family for financial freedom. That's the goal, because that's what we teach here. Financial freedom. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal, the overall goal. So number one is, and I'm going to start from the least in the family. Well, they're the least, but they are the greatest as well. You can, in case you don't have them, right? In case you don't have them, save it for the future or also share with your loved ones, right? And for those people, those particular, if you have the ones that are young adults, okay? For those that are young adults, please, if you have kids that are young adults, right, invite them over. Take the time to invite them over. Let's share the life. Let's invite our young adults, okay? One of the things, right, one question that I have, should we involve children when it comes to financial education? Should we involve children when it comes to financial freedom? Drop it in the comments. What is your opinion about, you know, are we supposed to involve children when it comes to building financial freedom? And it could be like, maybe in your own case, it would be like, okay, maybe if your parents had involved you earlier, things might be a little bit different when it comes to your finances, or it could be, yeah. So what do you think? And please drop it in the comment. Those are, I think, is a big yes for me. Okay, thank you. Who else? Right, those are things. Please, it's an engaging session, right, guys. It's an engaging session. Fun. If you want to come up, please request up. Just click on the plus sign, right? Click on that plus sign right there, right? If you want to come up, right? But if anybody wants to request, yes, El Ami said yes. Okay, great, great. Who else? Who else? Yes, Andy says yes. Okay. Perfect, perfect. Who else? We have 85 people here. So if you do not agree as well, put no, right? Uche agrees, Twin agrees. If you do not agree, put no. And on the YouTube side, also do that as well, right? Drop your comment. Who else? Anybody thinks that we should not involve children? There's something that says, and I agree with every one of you. There's something that says catch them young, right? Catch them young, because it becomes an habit once they start it early. Most of the time, people that don't have the financial, maybe it's that your spouse that is the spender. A lot of time is the family environment that actually determines, the outcome of certain behaviors. All right. The family environment, right? In a family where there is structure in terms of their finances, they just, they ordering food, there's some families. I mean, my family was like that sometimes. Where, ordering food every single day in front of the door. It's done that, and you have, what do you want to eat for breakfast? Drop this, lunch, this, done. And then it's one on one. I sell myself out. So when it gets to your turn, and the latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Yeah, if you are like that. But then I realized that we are doing a disservice. And I put my foot down and I said, hell no. Okay? Obviously, within my own family setting, you already know who the spender is and who is the saver, right? I had to put my feet down. I said, no, it's not about this or that. You're building another generation, a generation of people, of another generation that is going to think that money is not this, money is not that. Rolex, great, latest millionaire in town. And if your family instances are like that, you want to help them. Because guess what? Here, why is family important? Why are we even talking about this? Whenever we're talking about financial freedom within this community, money is just a tool. So we are not chasing wealth. We're not chasing money. We're chasing financial freedom, also known as generational wealth, right? Financial freedom towards building generational wealth. So you understand that family, to build generational wealth, family is in the mix. Financial freedom, you as an individual can be financially free, right? But that doesn't mean that it automatically transition to the next generation. It becomes generational wealth, like a Rockefeller family, right? It becomes a generational wealth if Elon Musk, even though he's the richest man, right? If he doesn't transition it to, what is his children's name? Is it Q, or what is the X, or what is his children's name? All those names, is it one or two, or what's their name? Right? If he doesn't transition it to them, right, and doesn't build structure and all of that, knowledge and all of that, guess what? The wealth, before you know it, it ends with him. We never hear him again. There are some African leaders of African billionaires that you would have heard their names in the past, or even here in the United States. I am in Texas, the United States, that you would have heard their name at a time, but today their children are not even known. We don't even hear their name. The minute they passed on, that was it. Right? That's why it is important that your children are involved when it comes to financial education. Don't just limit it to yourself. You're doing yourself. You can work hard. Imagine you become a millionaire, right? It's not imagine, because it's even going to happen. It's you follow all of the structures and the steps and all of the systems that we give you in this community, right? I tell you, in no time, you're going to get there. Right? It's not about if you are ever going to get that. It's when, not if, when, right? Because some people will do it in 10 years, some will do it in 7 years, some will do it in 20 years, right? Depending on how you follow it. Gorgeous, latest millionaire in town. One person just literally crossed $500,000 3 weeks ago. Income did not change. What changed? Just following the processes, setting up the children up, all of those kind of things, cutting out on those costs, and knowing that, okay, you know what, instead of putting my money on liability, depreciating lifestyle liability. She now puts more money into asset, and guess what? She's gradually on her way to becoming a millionaire because she just crossed $500,000. She shared a story about 3 weeks ago, right? Saying that she just crossed $500,000. She just also got approval, right? A VO approval to buy another property, which is at zero down payment, at 0%. Is this 0% interest or zero down payments because she was in the military? All right, real life story. Now, for the children, financial education is very key. Otherwise, you do all those work, and guess what? You'll be rolling in the grave when you're at 100, past 100, when you're old and gray, right? When you're old and past, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I suffer for this money. How come these children we're wasting the money? Because it's free money. And when it's just like you put a gold in the hand of somebody that doesn't know what it is going to squander it. All right? Right? You would have you enjoy financial freedom, but guess what? Right? A good man leave inheritance for his children and his children's children, right? But guess what? In that case, if you don't set them straight or set them up right, guess what? It's going to just hand, somebody will just think it's all this is free money, and it becomes liability, right? They just spend it on liability. So Lusmo, welcome me. If you have been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Today is family and finance special, how to set every member of the family for financial freedom. So the first thing is financial education for kids. That's the first thing. How are you teaching your children about this? You don't know the value of money, or you just hand it over to them. And this also, if you don't have children, you might have children in the future, or you might be your siblings, it might be your nieces and nephews. Some children don't know, oh, you know what? If I give you $100, it is not all meant for food. You're supposed to put something aside, just the same way we structure our money. When you give them something, they need to know this is going to savings. You need to start teaching them, they need to know something called almost like a budgeting. What goes to emergency fund? Just the same way you do your own 4-account system, right? Just the same thing, right? Should you have something in for the future? Should you have for the present, right? Those are things you need to start teaching them right now. It's not in all instances that you should actually buy them a $500 gift. And I know Santa doesn't have to give a $500 gift by Christmas. Your wealth is not measured by those very expensive things. You can decide to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you $200. This $300, we're going to put it in investment for you. A child, I showed you $1,000. Where's my iPad? Where are you? Okay. Let's quickly do something. Let's assume that, and I hope you know that you can open accounts for kids. I hope you know that you can actually open accounts for kids. If you are new here, welcome in. This is family and finance special, which we do on Sundays only. Yeah, welcome in on Monday through Fridays or through Saturdays. We teach you how to invest, right? How to save your money, not putting your money in the bank, putting it in investing. That's what we teach. So you want to come around on Monday through Saturday, and we teach you how to do that. But today it's all about family. All right, so let me quickly show you. I've shown people in this community. If you are new here, you have been sitting there for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. If you have just been sitting here, you're doing us a disservice, just sitting here, not clicking the follow button, not tapping out the live, not sharing out the live, not getting your daily at me. You're doing us a disservice, because the algorithm thinks that, algorithm sees it that, oh, you don't find value. So please, click on the follow button. Otherwise, it's okay for you to also scroll respectively. We respect you, we love you, all right? But please click on that follow button. Otherwise, you're doing us a disservice. Thank you so much. So let's quickly go into it. So I wanted to show you something. So instead of anytime you're thinking of that toy that you do not see, uh, Alesse Akua Fernandi, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. This is the $1 Million League, the community of millionaires. Welcome in. And of course, we have strategies that we're using. So it's not just saying a millionaire by name. All right. So I want to show you quickly. This is the investors.gov, Security and Exchange Commission, right? Security and Exchange Commission. So yeah, you're most welcome. Security and Exchange Commission, this is the compound interest calculator, right? So US Security and Exchange Commission. All right. Instead of you putting that money, instead of you giving them the toy that by the end, I know this because I have many, I have the, if you give them that Christmas gift by December 25th, they are just excited for maybe about 3 days. Trust me, by New Year, they're no longer excited about that gift, regardless of how expensive it is. All right? Please, if you agree with me, put I agree. You buy your kids a toy or you give them a gift, except it's a laptop, something that they actually need, right? Maybe, they actually need it. Let's say you buy them a toy, Frank said. You buy them a toy because every parent, Santa must show up, right? Brighton, latest millionaire in town. Santa must show up, right? He has to come through the chimney. And I'm saying this right now because Christmas is around the corner, all right? I hope you know. We already started having Halloween stuff. I started seeing that. Halloween, before you know it, the next thing is, you strongly agree. Halloween, then guess what? Thanksgiving, and guess what? Merry Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And guess what? Where is those your new year, new me go? Where are you at? 27 again. You carried it over. I want to open my investment account. You carried it over. So you still have 4 months. It's just a reminder. All right? Dr. Lina is not nice. But that's the reality. So why I know Santa has to come and he has to come through the chimney. I totally agree with you. But it does not, when Santa comes, it doesn't have to be a $500 gift. It doesn't have to be a $300 gift, right? It can be the child have gotten straight A's and all of that. It can also be, you know what? We will buy $50 stuff. We will buy $100 stuff. This is the cash of $200 or $400 just because you've gotten straight A all through the school year. Take this money and we're going to open this account in your name. Which of the ETFs are you buying? Mommy, what is the ETF or what? The finest, latest millionaire income. Mommy, daddy, what is ETF? Oh, very fantastic question. ETF is simply a basket of stocks, right? Instead of you, mommy, daddy, what is stocks? Stock is basically a way of you buying a particular a unit or some part of a company. You like Amazon delivery, right? That Amazon, we are going to be buying the stock of Amazon, right? But instead of us just buying Amazon, we are going to buy a whole basket whereby there's Amazon. But because you also like Coca-Cola, you like that soda, right? Okay, this is the old basket. There's also gaming, right? That you like Facebook, all those things. This is the old basket. We're going to be using that $300, the extra one, to invest in your name. All right? Invest in your name. That's the culture we need to actually build. Guess what you've done to that child? That child now understands that I don't necessarily need to use all these things for toys. Yara, latest millionaire in town. I don't necessarily have to put this for toys. There's something that needs to go towards investing unconsciously or unconsciously. That's what you've told that child. And guess what? Especially when you're doing it, when they understand it, guess what? The next generation would also understand it. How do I know? I understand it from my own grandmom, even though my own parents do not, they're not good at it. But my grandmom, even though she wasn't like the best of the educated, oh my goodness, it's like the DNA. So guess what? You know that your children, your grandchildren will be great. Your great grandchildren, they will pass it on because you have given them the education. So I wanted to show you something. Now we said that $100 extra that is not coming through the chimney, right? Because the Santa only, only brought this toy and gave the cash of $100. Put $100 towards toys and put the cash of $100. Let's assume that you start doing it. Let's say you start putting it aside from the age of 15. All right? From the age of 15. And you continue with that culture. That is about $3 $3. I mean, this is $100 a month though. But let's even say that you are doing, let's say in a year, right? Maybe you decide to put the $500 because the child also did had the birthday. Instead of the birthday gift as well, you gave them some part of the birthday gift, you turn part of it to cash as well. That's the other one, right? Instead of that big party and all of that, you do something and you turn some of it to cash. And ultimately, what you're doing is you're putting it into investing. Let's assume that every single year, you're just putting $500 for this child, okay? And I'm just saying $500 contribution. Let's say you're doing a initial investment and you do it for, it's not going to be monthly, so that's going to be, let's say $50. Let's say $50 is what you're doing. Monique Young, latest millionaire in Canada, is sitting there for more than, let's say you're doing $50. And let's say the child is age 10. And then you continue $50 and, or maybe let's say age 10, okay? Because you just knew about it right now. Age 10. So it means that, and you tell the child, you do it to age 20 or till the time the child gets to get a job. And you tell the child, you know what? I have this money in this account for you now, but I need you to continue from where I stopped. I'm telling you, this is exactly what I'm doing to my own kids, right? $50. I mean, it's not $50, but I'm just telling you exactly just the same scenario. You do it till they start earning income themselves. And you say that, okay, you know what? Whatever the case may be, you want to give me $50 now because you are working. $50 out of you giving me, you put it towards this account. And they do it from, it's age 10, and they do it to their retirement. Let's see. And it's at, they put it in an S&P 400 at 14%, because it's done 14 to 15% in the past 10 years. Let's see what it's going to be. Let's see what it's going to be. So now let's do what S&P 500 has done. Let's say what is done in the past 30 years, 10%. And you keep it for, so a 10, let's say 50 years. It's just putting $50 every single month. Let's see. Just that $50. It's not even everything. Just that $50. What, at least you know that child is has 1.4 million. I've been doing this for my daughter since she was 6. Now she's 9. 100 a month invested. It's worth it. User one, latest millionaire in town. I'm so, yeah, that's it. That is it, guys. Just do it. 1.4 million. This is just, she's doing $100, right? And this is since the age of 6. In this case, we even say age of 10. Not even 10. This is 15, because we're doing 50 years, right? It means that age of 15, right? And you start putting $50 every single, that's like $500 or $600 a year. That's what that is. So between birthday gift and Christmas gift, right? That should be about $600, right? I mean, instead of those big parties, some of us spend 10, some people spend 10,000 on birthdays, on kids' birthdays. Well, I mean, that's okay. And you can also send family as well to say, okay, you know what, instead of buying these toys, uncles and whatever, put this money in the account for them. That's a better way. Trust me. I want to ask you one question. Which particular culture has the highest number of millionaires in this United States? I mean, for those in the United States, if you are new here, welcome in. Click on that follow button. We're talking about today's family and finance, right? How to set every member of the family for financial freedom. And we're talking about financial education. So you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. Click on the follow button. That has the highest ratio of millionaires, the Jews. Thank you so much. The Jews. The Jews. Go on Google. You would understand. It's the Jews. Like an average Jew is a millionaire. And one of the things that set them aside is, instead of when you're having a wedding party or you're having a party, instead of them giving material things, giving liabilities, basically cups, pots, you're doing it. The Jews would give asset like shares. Those are the things, stocks and all of those things. Stocks and all of those things. That's what the Jewish community does. So if you learn that, you would realize that, oh, okay, you want to do the same thing. So set them up that way. Financial education. Because I know that a lot of people do not have if you can talk to them physically. I am more of hands-on, right? I am more of walk the talk, rather than just telling you, oh, do it this way. That's why you hear me talk about my own story rather than, I can't talk about IUL, for instance, because I don't do it. I don't talk about annuity because I don't do it, right? I tell you exactly what I do because I'm more like that. So you want to be able to execute rather than, explain it. But it's also good to explain. Okay, what does this mean? Budgeting. So let them be able to budget. Budgeting. That's very, very key. Budgeting, understanding budgeting. That is very, very, very key. Give me 1 second. So, budgeting. The other thing that you want to tell them is saving. If you have been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. If you're new here, click on the follow button. Welcome in. You need to teach them how to save. How to save. Whatever strategy that I told you right now, they need to know that, oh, you know what? We don't have to spend all of the money. One of the last Christmas, what we did was we gave everyone cash and just said, okay, you know what? You take this, you take this. And for the first time in history, I have one in the family that when I go to the store, mommy, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Can I have this? Can I have this? All of a sudden, I'm hearing things like, I'm not the one asking, you don't want this one? I said, mommy, I cannot afford it. Now you know the value of money. I cannot afford it. That is you teaching them that, oh, this is the value. There's money. You can't just say, oh, I want this one. Because it becomes a shock to the kids when they graduate or they go to college and they're like, oh. Otherwise, if you don't teach them, guess what's going to happen? Once they turn 18, Trust Digital, latest millionaire in town. You know what's going to happen once they turn 18? Awareness Chick, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. You know what's going to happen once they turn 18? The system is so bad. When they turn 18, they come and give them application and give them access to credit cards. Credit cards. And a lot of kids go into this thing without knowledge of financial education. They lack financial education. They think credit card is money, is free money. They forget to know, they don't know that when you spend it, as you swipe it, you're supposed to, when you swipe it, that money that you are swiping, you're supposed to pay it back. I tell you, but seriously, I have a teenager that is he already has an authorized, it's an authorized user on a credit card, because the goal is that once it turns 18, it buys the first rental property. So it's building his credit riding on the family's credit, right? Riding on our credit. And and I'm going to be teaching you how to do that once we get to credit or whatever. So that by the time they turn 18, when their mates are at zero, just building their credit, they already have perfect 850 credit. So, but if your credit is bad, please don't beat them on the authorized user thing. It was like, oh, you know what? I could just use my credit card. And I said, okay, you use your credit card. How is it different from your from the debit? Because it also has a debit card. How is it different? And I was like, okay, but that one has money on it. I said, that money, who is going to pay it back? And it took him a minute to think, oh, really? I have to think about paying it back. But guess what? This is the shock that a lot of kids go through when they go to college or when they turn 18 and have access to this credit card, because they keep swiping without knowing that, you know what, this is because they don't understand that. Some of them do not understand that credit system, right? Such that, oh, if I don't pay it, this is going to happen. It happened to some of us. It happened to some of us where even at old age, some people that migrated here at maybe in their 40s, in their 30s, they got credit card and they started swiping it in the store. They got to the store and they started, oh, you know what, we can only, once we take your social security, do you have a social security? You're going to get 3% or 5% off this purchase. And then you do the 5%. Thank you so much for getting your daily admin. Let's all get our daily admin. If you're new here, if you're new here, click on that follow button. We are on family and finance. And we are talking about the children right now. How to set up the children. Some of us, if you experience that, put it in the comment. Some people experience, like, it was a shock. Because all of a sudden, oh, I have $2,000 on this card. And they start swiping the card. And in their mind, they think that, oh, you know what? This card, if I don't pay it back, what's going to happen? They can't catch me. I'm not going to go back to that store again. Please, if you understand, because I've seen a grown-up, he was even in his 50s, and he kept on shopping. Nordstrom Rack, shop, Macy's, credit card, Red Bridge, latest millionaire. If you have experienced that, or you see somebody that's gone through that, let me know. This person was even relocated to the United States, sometime in his 50s or in his 40s, and assume that all the stock credit card, you can just bail, right? I'm not going to show up in that store again. Some people thought that that's the way. But just imagine a child that is younger, right? So that's why you teach them. And I can't be the only one that heard this before or seen somebody behave like that. This particular story, the person had 10 or 15 credit cards, kept on getting credit cards, got the one for Best Buy, got the one for Nordstrom, got the one for Macy's, got the all of the stores, and kept on buying the things that he needed and the things that he did not need. And guess what? It became piles and piles of thousands, runs into tens of thousands of dollars, and then he could not pay back. You don't want the kids to be like that. So you need to teach them how to save, right? So that's the other thing. Then the other thing is that you need to teach them how to invest. Just the same way that we're talking about. And whenever we say save, right? I know that we say stop saving, right? But when I say save, you need to tell them how do I put it? Not saving in the word. Here is saving your money in the bank. But saving, meaning that how to cut back how to allocate funds. That's what this is. So which one goes to emergency funds? Which one goes to what's it called? To, you can open a Roth IRA for them if you have a business. And if your child is, I mean, if you're in the United States, but in your own country as well. And if you don't even do a Roth IRA or retirement account for them, you can open a brokerage account for them. There's no limitations. No limitations. But you can open a Roth IRA because it's a tax advantage account like this 1 point something million that I showed earlier. It would be free money for them at retirement. Like my teenager already has a Roth IRA. Hey, Foster Frost, thank you so much for the repost. If you've been sitting there for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. So good to have you. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. That's because I have my doctorate and my master's in strategic business and information management system. I'm not alias doctor. I have a doctorate degree. I'm an economist and also a chartered accountant. At my day job, I'm a vice president of technology and also a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. And you might be wondering, okay, maybe that's my teaching style. It might not be as fun, but it is the teaching. That's the teacher professor thing in me. And I'm in Texas in United States. So good to have each and every one of you. I'm the convener of this community, the $1 Million League. And within this community, we are building people towards gaining financial freedom. Overall goal, money is just the tool. Financial freedom is the goal. I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio, and also I've been investing for close to 2 decades. And this is part of what we teach here, right? And we teach that from Monday through. I try to teach that Monday through Saturday, right? Educating as many people towards gaining financial freedom. So we'll be teaching ETF this week, real estate, businesses, all of those. We'll be teaching that, how to increase your income. We're going to be teaching that as well. But today is the only day where we talk about finance, family and finance, right? Ensuring that every member of the family is financially free, because one of the biggest things or one of the major contributions to family breakups is your marital breakups is money, but nobody wants to talk about it. Money, but nobody talks about it. Okay. NT, latest millionaire in town. LJ UK. LJ, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. Yeah. Awesome. So if you're sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Welcome in. Turn on notification bell so you can join us during the week when we also start talking about investing as well. I know that's the one that interests us. Maybe you want to increase your income. Yeah, we can talk about that right there. So financial education is key for the kids, right? The other thing is that don't always just think about, oh, the kids it's only about, oh, the college, right? Chica, latest millionaire in town. I should be awarded Miss Universe. Hey, that's beautiful. I just got an award. What? I just got an award of Miss Universe. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, Foster, thank you. Thank you so much. Awesome. It feels amazing. It feels amazing when, I hear that, because that's my passion. I enjoy it. Beauty and brains and awesome. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Great information. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much, Brother Patrick. Yeah, click on that follow button if you have not done so, right? We give great information here. Trust me. We're going to be talking about living trust today. We're going to be talking about, what's it called? Authorized user, scholarships, all those things. We are touching it. We're touching it. It's every member of the family. That's what we're touching. Even if we don't finish it today, we'll continue next week. Okay? We start. All right. So don't just think about your children as, please remember to get your daily at me. If you have not gotten your daily at me, it costs you 1 penny. Daily at me costs you 1 penny. Let's all get our daily at me. If you have been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, click on the follow button. You're doing us a disservice if you value this life and you're just sitting, you don't tap out the life, you don't share out the life, you don't get your daily at me, you don't click on the follow button. Come on, what are we doing? But you have taken all the information and you have your notes filled. So what are you doing? What are we doing? I'm also on YouTube, by the way. It's also Money Talk with Dr. Lina. On IG is also Money Talk with Dr. Lina. So good to have each and every one of us. All right. So the other part of it is entrepreneurship. No more penny used. Right? No more penny used. What do you mean? Okay. No more. Oh, okay. Used. Okay. But then, awesome. What is N? Awesome. Entrepreneurship. Now, a lot of times, and I'm also a corporate, so I always use myself as an example. I always use myself as an example. All of us, including me. Oh, the kids, straight A's. Of course, we have a competition in my family. Thank you so much for getting your daily at me. We have a competition this December. Oh, I want to get this gift. So I said, everybody, we're going to, if you get straight A's, right, by Christmas, everyone in the family gets straight A's. By Christmas, you're going to get this, right? So that was, I mean, a particular gift, which is, so, no, not straight A's. If you get hundreds on all your grades, straight A's is by default. No gifts for that one. That's standard. That's what happens if you're a daughter of a doctor. If you're a child of two doctors, right? You straight A's. Auntie, they canceled the penny in the US. That's why. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay. Cents. Okay. Cents. Thank you so much. All right. So they said, oh, okay, you have to get hundreds on all of your grades. Everything hundreds, not 99. So we are on a bet right now. So, but a lot of time we focus so much on that. Yeah, got it. A lot of time we focus so much on that we forget that entrepreneurship, that part is very, very key. While I'm pushing for the education, I am also pushing for the entrepreneurship spirit. Because guess what? How many employees on the whole, when you look at the chart of the multi-millionaires and the billionaires, what is the percentage of employees there? Who knows? Do we have 1%? Let's even say 1% employee on the chart of the multi-millionaires and the billionaires. What is the percentage of employees? Does anybody know or can no? Zero. Who else? Who has a contrary opinion? Who has a different opinion? Guys, remember, it's a two-way conversation. We can't work like this. It has to be a two-way conversation, right? I'm going to ask questions, right? Let's quickly reset. If you'll be seated there 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Tap out the live, share out the live, get your daily at me, right? And of course, I'm going to ask questions. Please respond respectively, okay? Respond. Phone call. 30%. Oh, wow. All right. Okay. I'm hearing that for the first time. Love win. Latest millionaire in time. Right? I think you need to go on Google. All right. And check it. Zero. There might be 0.001. I mean, there might be 0.00, maybe 0 point something. The paycheck to paycheck will be hard to be on a billionaire list. Exactly. I don't know the percentage. Yeah. Thank you so much. Right? But if you go and look at the chart, 0%. That doesn't mean that we don't have. What that means is that the percentage compared to the rest is less than 1%. So as much as you are pushing straight A's and you are pushing, do this career, pushing them, also put them in the place to succeed when it comes to entrepreneurship. All right? Put them in the place to succeed in entrepreneurship. Or don't just think about, oh, become less than 1%. Exactly. Less than 1%. That's what I meant. So it's less than. So it means that employees, why do you want to keep your children in the category of less than 1%? Should we not be aiming for investors? The sports about, I think about, that's about 4%, 5% sport people in the athletes, about 4% of the owners of companies, investors. Those are the people with larger percentage. You need to check all this data. I always say trust but verify. Guess what? If you already put your children in the cap, entrepreneurship, business owner, and investors are the multi-millionaires. I mean, millionaires. We have some billionaires that has in retirement. A lot of millionaires in retirement funds. I can tell you that. And some of them, you'll be so surprised. Police officer, firemen, teachers, low-income earners. Low-income earners, they're very disciplined. Engineers, there are quite a number of them millionaires. DJ Sweetness, latest millionaire in town. But multi-millionaires and billionaires. Oh, yeah. You're right. You are right. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. You are right. You are right. They are investors. So they are within that investors category. That is correct. Thank you so much. Will Flower, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. Yes, they are in the category of the investors. You are very correct. And you know what? I never thought about it that way. Loving, they are investors. Exactly. They are in the categories of investors. But employee, that's your salary. Because tell me, how much is even the CEO of a company? You know, because even the most of the time, the lifestyle inflation, a surgeon. Have you seen the house that he lives in? The brain surgeon, or what's it, the neurosurgeon? Because by the time he's done with his expenses, he even has nothing left. All right, because your wealth is not a function of that income. It's the income minus your expense. You see the gap? That's it. So if you are earning $1 million and your expense is 850 or 900,000, you only have $100,000 left. That's a problem. So teach them entrepreneurs, give them an entrepreneurship spirit. It could be as an investor. Teach them to start investing. Teach them, like I said, in my own case, real estate is part of my story. So, trust me, as they are going to college, you're already getting your own house to go and, hand it over because you're already involved in all of this. They doesn't spend money on brand names, items, flashy cars, etc. They understand the value of dollars. That's so correct. That's so correct. I mean, a lot of teachers, police officers, it was just so weird. Like the numbers, you would expect the numbers. And I think engineers are also people with structure, right? Those are the people, those group of people are the ones that, the funny thing is that the doctors were not there on that list. The doctors were not on that list, right? The doctors at the kids, let's see. Okay. So add kids as employee. Let's see. So add kids. I don't know why it's not allowing me pin it. Okay. I just want to read that. Add kids as employee on your entrepreneurship business. You create. Not exactly. You don't even need to add. It's more about teaching them to become remember, there's about talking. That is you just put it, but they understanding what it is. So let me explain myself. Like my teenager, which I keep referring to, he knows that whenever we are doing property inspection, every quarter, he knows the year, he writes the report. Every 6 months, every 3 months, he's like, okay, he's the one that's taking pictures. Half of the time, we're not even checking. He knows exactly what needs to check out. He knows the one that is wrong. He knows all the tenants. He knows the addresses of all the double-digit the real estate portfolio. He knows all of those things. There are times that he's the one cutting the yard, right? There's a time that he goes there to do cleaning. Along myself, if we do, the cleaners doesn't show up. So guess what? He already understands. So guess what? By the time he's 18, Trust me, it's so easy for him to be the one to understand, to handle a real estate if he buys it in his own college, right? He buys a house within the college environment. I don't need to be there, even if it's another state. Anton Nice, latest millionaire in town. So teach them. It's like teaching them. They see you, right? They see you, then get them involved. Even the little people, they are involved, like, oh, okay, what can we do? As little as paper from the printer. And as a matter of fact, know that IRS, which is the tax organization, actually recognizes this. What do I mean? If you have an LLC or a business, you should save for emergency funds. Why? But absolutely, that's number one. It's we have it on the list somewhere, but now it's for the kids, right? So imagine your kids, right? You can a child that's as young as 2 can actually take picture. I mean, not to print paper on the printer, and IRS recognizes it that you can actually open a Roth IRA for that child, and they recognize it, and you will pay that. You can be paying your children, and it's tax exempt from your own end or deductible from your own business. So think about it as a win-win. My baby cuts our lawn to my 2 properties, and she is 9. I pay her. Well done. Well done. But please make sure that you are watching her 9 years old. Make sure and it's a girl. So make sure you are watching when she's sits with her when you are cutting, when she's cutting. Okay? Yeah, sit with her when she's cutting don't just leave her outside. And she does picture in the residents meeting, she is paid. That's it. Yes, you do it with that. Exactly. That's it. Now you understand Tolu's mom. That's what we're saying. She understands entrepreneurship spirit. It's not necessarily about putting them on the document or all of those things, right? Because your own is your own. They will do their own as well. But it's more of you can open their own account, do all of that. But it's more about they understanding and learning the ropes. Okay? Tolismo, do you understand that? It's more about they understanding the spirit of entrepreneurship. It's because some people just feel that, oh, mommy is a doctor. She lectures, she does this, but on top of that, she's also on the computer. She's a whatever. And that is what, because you are the role model. They look at what you're doing, and that is also going to determine how that could shape the kids' life as well. So you put them in the environment that gives them that entrepreneurship spirit. All right? If you are new here, welcome in. We're talking about family and finance, how to set every member of the family for financial freedom, right? Financial education. Now we're talking about entrepreneurship. Yes, I follow. Teaching them the ropes of entrepreneurship. Yes, exactly. So let's not just be chasing, oh, you know what? You must get this. Yes. I mean, that one is default. Straight A's, that's default. That's the African in me, right? Why did you, what happened to that one? Must you give them things that we parents do? Oh my goodness. You're like, the child gets 99, and you're like, 99, what happened to that one grade? That one, why do you give it back? Current latest millionaire in town, right? But you need to also teach them how to learn, especially if you are building it. Let them do it, no matter how little they are, right? Leroy, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, so you can succeed, you can do sports, you can still be the best in class, you can still do entrepreneurship, you can do everything. You have the capacity, tenacity. So financial education, right? Financial education is key. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions? Any question on this? And I'm just looking at my note just to make sure that I did not miss anything. Any question on this? No questions. Okay. And let's keep tapping. Can we tap it out? So let's quickly reset the life as we go on. The next thing is we're going to be talking about building family credit wisely. I was going to, based on my note, you suppose the next thing is the 4 account system, but we talked about that during last week. So I'm going to, because of time, I'm going to touch on things that we've not talked about before, and we will not be talking about during the week. That's why. Does that sound like a plan? If that sounds like a plan, let me know. And we all need to start. Let's tap out the live. Let's get it to 30,000 so that we can continue the class. 30,000. If you're new here, you'll be sitting here for more than 2 minutes. Click on the follow button. You'll be sitting here for more than 2 minutes. Click on that follow button. Let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. You do us a disservice if you're just sitting here. You love what we're talking about. Maybe you've heard 1 or 2 things that you're going to use for your children. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, that's a plan. Okay. Yeah. Use for your children, right? And you have not clicked on that follow button. You're not tapping out the live. You're not sharing out the live. You're doing us a disservice. Okay. So we're going to pause for a bit. I know that some people join in a little bit. They just joined in and they came straight into it. What are we talking about? Here, this is the $1 Million League, community of millionaires and those that are aspiring to become millionaires, right? We're building generational wealth. You might be like, okay, you know what? Guess what? I'm living paycheck to paycheck. This lady is talking about millionaire, right? So yes, we are talking about it and you're going to get there. It's not about if, it's when you're going to get there, right? Is there when you're going to get there. So those are the things that we should. This is about those that are aspire to become a millionaire and those that are already millionaires trying to become multi-millionaires, right? That's what it is. You might just be the trailblazer. You might be the first person in your family. Maybe there's never been one person in your family that even got to that 100,000 or $1 million status, but you want to be that person. It's just like somebody, just think about Rockefeller family. It was just one person. Within that family, nobody knew about them until one person within that family said, you know what? Poverty ends here. Lack ends here. I'm going to take the baton and I'm going to run the race, right? It starts with one person. And that can be you, right? And of course, we tell you principle, this is not get rich quick scheme. Google who Warren Buffett is. Warren Buffett. Then Buffett, Buffet, okay? All food laid on the table, different things. Google who he is, and you will understand what we do with this community. Trust me, here we are moderate risk investors. We build wealth long-term, generational wealth building. Of course, that's why we have family and finance. And of course, we make sure we protect what we have, okay? Make sure we protect what we have. So if you're new here and you'll be sitting for 2 minutes, click on that follow button. We're also on YouTube, Money Talk with Dr. Lina on YouTube as well. Go there and subscribe. So please, 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 again, if you'll be sitting there for 2 minutes, click on the follow button. Why? Because the algorithm sees you as you do not value this life. You sitting there, not tapping out the life, not sharing out the life, not commenting. It just says you okay. Maybe it's just bundle of BOTs or bundle of so you're doing us a disservice, right? Just sitting here not doing anything. Otherwise, it's okay for you to scroll. We respect you, we love you, and we value your time as well. But if you think that this is something that you're looking for, ETF, real estate, businesses, investing, maybe it's family, right? Finance, all of that, then make sure click on that follow button. We're tapping out the live. You have a question. What is your question? Go ahead. What is your question? Yeah, make sure you click on the follow button if you've not done so. What is your question? And we're tapping out the live. Once we get to 30,000, we'll continue the class. Once we get to 30,000, let's get our daily admin. Yeah, ask your question. Go ahead, ask your question. Let's get your daily admin. This also helps our life. Go popular tells the life. If you can also give the gallery, that'll be much appreciated. You do that in your follow for follow, right? Right? The places where that has no value to you. You do that. So why are you not doing it here, right? It just helps this community gets us on the FYP. Let's remember, click on that follow button if you'll be sitting there for more than 2 minutes. More than 2 minutes. Olu, go ahead with your question. Go ahead with your question. Thank you so much for the roses. Twin, you let me invite you up. I think you sent a request. I invited you up. If there's Twin, if there's any other person that wants to request up, but you have to be one of the maybe 1 to 20 or 1 to 30, right? Because it means that you've clicked on the follow button and all of that. Go ahead, Twin. You have a question?
No, ma'am. I made a mistake and hit the button.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. You don't have to be sorry. Thank you for always. You
I was tapping the screen and made a mistake and hit the button.
All right, I'll drop you. So good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Awesome. And let's get it to 30,000. Let's share out the live as well. Let's focus on sharing out the live as well. And of course, let's get our, what's it called? Repost. Get your daily at me if you have not. If you've been sitting there for more than 2 minutes, click on that follow button. Let's welcome you in. If you're latest millionaire in town, welcome in. And when you hear us say latest millionaire in town, it's real, right? I'm a Jesus baby, right? And I make him proud. I'm not ashamed of him, okay? Right? What that means is that I'm telling him to my big God in heaven, right? My big man in heaven that, oh, you know what? This is a candidate that he says, oh, click on that follow button and he's a millionaire, right? That's what it is. However, right? God, because there's power of life and death in the tongue. So when I call that, however, there's also the same thing that says, God blesses the works of your hands. So if there's nothing in your hand, there's nothing to bless because we are not magicians here. You just need to follow the principle. You need to follow the systems that we teach right here, and you will see that you start seeing the result, right? Somebody just literally just crossed $500,000 about 3 weeks ago. It's still the same income, but just making sure that she's spending less, she's investing in the right places, and now her portfolio already grew past $500,000 and on her way to becoming a millionaire. All right. So those are the things that we teach here. So if you are still sitting here and you've not clicked on that follow button, make sure you click on that follow button. I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. My day job is vice president of technology. I'm a professor teaching AI, cybersecurity, deep learning, and information management system. That's because I have my doctorate degree in strategic business and information management system. But then you're wondering, how come she's talking about finance? That's because I'm an economist and also a chartered accountant, and I've been investing for close to 2 decades straight, almost from the time when I've been in the corporate world. And of course, and I do own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. So I play both in the ETF space, real estate space, and of course, businesses. Those are key to my getting to the $1 million status and of course the financial freedom status. So if it sounds like what you are looking for, maybe you want to end paycheck to paycheck, or yours might be becoming a millionaire, yours might be, whatever it is that you want to do when it comes to wealth building, then you are in the right place. Welcoming everyone. Yeah, make sure you click on that follow button. Movie silence, welcoming. So let's go to the next thing. So one of the things that I wanted to teach us is build family credit wisely, right? You've already taught them this. Build family credit wisely. All right. So financial education is key. Family credit wisely. Okay? What does this mean? Thank you so much for the repost. For the kids, I transitioned it this way because of, thank you so much for the sharing out the life. For the kids, whenever it comes to the kids, you want to have them, one of the things I always recommend, but it starts with you first. Let's start with you. You need to build your credit, except you have the cash to invest. Like you want to invest it, because Whenever I mean, you don't need credit to buy ETF or the stock market. You don't need, with $1, you can start investing in ETF or the stock market. But when it comes to real estate, except you are buying cash, I do buy some of my properties cash, right? It's fully paid. But some, if you're going to be using maybe FHA loan, conventional loan, or you are even going to use investment loan or whatever loan that you're using, via loan, there are different types. Even private money lender, add money lender, regardless of whichever one you're going to use, right? You would need some good credit. The good credit, where it doesn't mean that you won't be able to get what you want to get. That does not mean that you will not get what you need to get. However, one of the things that you would see is
That way flash our love and people don't catch me.
all right. So one of the things that you would see is if you need the credit, if you have a good credit, you get a better interest rate. So let's say that the regular prevailing rate right now, classic latest millionaire in town. Let's say that the regular interest rate right now is about 6.5%. For a good, as a matter of fact, my rule of thumb, I'll say 730 and above. So because that's the next question somebody will ask, what's a good credit? As a matter of fact, the higher it is, the better your interest rate, either for car notes or anything you want to do. So if you are like 730 and above, your chances of getting a 6.5 or even lower, even discount, is it just shows your credibility. But if your credit is lower, that doesn't mean that you will not see funding, but your funding is going to come at a cost. You might be getting 7.2%. Now you might say, oh, but it's just 0.7%. That 0.7%, depending on the amount, it can run into hundreds or even thousands, depending on how much. So it's important that you fix your credit. All right? How do you fix your credit? That's the next thing. How do you fix your credit? It's something called the 5 C's, right? I cannot remember everything, but it's something. Number 1 is credit utilization. All right? Credit utilization. Michael, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. Your credit utilization. So if, let's assume that your credit card company gives you, you apply for a credit card and they say, oh, you know what, this credit card, the limit on this credit card, you can spend up to like, thank you so much for the roses. You can spend up to like $5,000 on this credit card, right? That's your limit. And because of that, you also start spending all the money, right? You start spending all the money, like, oh, 5,000. You're hurting your credit card. I mean, you're hurting your credit. All right? You are hurting your credit. What do I mean by this? The lower your utilization, or the higher your utilization, the perception that the lender has to you of your view that, oh, this person is not responsible. Legacy, latest millionaire in town, welcome in. They have the perception that, oh, this person, can I trust the person? That's the thing that comes to mind. Okay? So when it comes to your credit, so utilization, typically, one thing I've seen, typically your utilization is, hey, Oleps, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the daily at me. We're a family on finance, right? So one of the things is, hi, hello girl, how are you doing? Right. So a lot of times it's more like, oh, you know what? These are my credit. They look at it. Oh, we gave you 5,000. He's already spent 4,500 on it. What are you trying to? It's just like you. Just think about it. Whenever you're thinking about your credit, think about if you're in their shoes. If you start thinking like them, you realize that your chances, your chances of success is way higher. Does that make, because your utilization, ideally, I would always say less than 10%. Less than 10%. You cannot have multiple cards, right? Less than 10% will help you boost your credit. That's one. Number two, you don't have control over it. The time in the, your history, right? I Googled it, the 5 C's, your character. Thank you so much, Tolu's mom. Yeah, thank you so much. You are just such a beautiful resource. 5 C's, your character. You see the first, how do investing work and building capital? Okay, right? Uh, so your credit, your character. So it shows that, oh, you know what? Your spending habits, right? They gave you 5,000. You spent it. You spent 4,999. In short, you spent $5,054. They already know it's going to, your credit goes down. I wonder, why is my credit? It is just you put a particular. The other thing is what? Do you have the capacity? So they're looking at your income. That's the other part of it. The other thing is, I mean, this is if you are going to be taking a loan eventually. But capacity, whenever you're taking a loan, they're looking, okay, do you have the income? Number three, when it comes to the capital, do you have the down payment, right? I mean, now if you're investing in real estate and all of that, do you have the down payment, right? The capital that is required. For instance, and then the collateral. If you have the collateral, just think about it. Now, this is about, when you're investing in a business in real estate, they're looking at that. Collateral is the other thing. Or you want to buy your own personal property, your own property, right? They want to see character. You have a good credit. Capacity is, you have your income. Capital, do you have a down payment? Collateral, the property you're buying, that's a collateral. And of course, the conditions. What are the conditions associated with it? Are you able, is the interest okay for you? All of those kind of things, right? Right? Those are that's it. So whenever you're thinking of, oh, you want to invest in real estate or in a business, or would I be qualified for this? These are the things that you would use. However, you see the character, utilization. The other thing is that the length in your history, right? Your credit card history, your credit history. How many years have you owned this? Or is this your first card, and is it 6 months old? Is it whatever? That's the other thing. The other thing is that, so utilization. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is the payoff. The payoff is another thing. Nana, latest millionaire in town. The payoff. So a lot of people oh, you know what? I'm going to pay off at any time. No, you pay it off within the billing cycle. When you don't pay off within the billing cycle, the interest is higher. I mean, you pay interest on it. If you use it like your debit card, you use it, you pay it off, you use it, you pay it off. Within the billing cycle, you don't pay interest on it. That's one. Number two, it shows character as well. It shows that you have the money. So you want to build your credit, do those two things, right? That is within your control. Also download the app called the CK if you're in the United States. There's Credit Karma, right? Or whatever app that is linked to your bank, and track your credit. Track where you are going. How is it where is it? Some of us don't even know what our credits are. You don't know what your credit, you don't know what it is. Peace, latest millionaire in town. You don't know what your credit is. But Credit Karma is a free app. You see it on your CK. They derive your character based on your credit report history exactly. Right? That's it. All right? So that's it. So the credit report history, what is inside of that is you're paying on time. You are, you have the length, okay? Right? You have credit history, meaning some number of years. You don't have control over that. Then you are paying within the billing cycle. You're not always owing, right? And there's no what's the other thing that they also have? What's it called? They're not owing other people. There's no, what's that thing called? You are not owing other people where they now put it on your record. It's just like when I'm renting a property to someone. I'm doing a background check. I'm looking at the renter history. If I look at the renter history and there's the person has an housing record, meaning that there's been an eviction on the person's record. The next thing, of course, I'm not going to give that person a house. And if I have to give the person a house, what am I going to do? I'll make sure that I do have at least double security deposit. So it costs you at the long run, right? So you want to make sure that you have your credit, you have a credit. Charge off for bad debt. Thank you so much. Charge off for bad debt, okay? Right? Charge off or bad debt, because that's going to drop your credit like a rock. So you want to build your credit. Now, remember, we're talking about building family credit wisely. Now you can now that you have fixed your own credit, your credit is good and all of that. One of the things that you can do to set up your children up for success, right? Giving them an edge over their mates in life, right? Aside from, them getting scholarship and you are paying their tuition in school, they're not taking student loan, right? Is you getting them as authorized user on your credit card. Just add them. What does that do? Let's assume that you have a 700, it's perfect, a good credit, 750 credit. What's going to happen? You remember that their own credit history is going to start when they turn 18, right? Vic, latest millionaire account. When they turn 18, that's when their own history. Remember, I talked about the length of the history, right? The length. Do they have, how many years have you had credit card, right? How many years of credit history do you have, right? So how can, and somebody that just turned 18, most of the time, because they just started, they've never had credit before. They've not, debt ratio. Yeah, so so that's what the debt ratio is. What now that is when we're now talking about the DTI. That is when, thank you so much. That part. If you have some other, it's kind of what I described earlier. It's almost like your utilization, right? So if you have a line, multiple line, or debt to income ratio, what is your income towards your debt as well? Yeah. But the other part of it is that your debt ratio, what is the percentage, right, of your utilization of you have a line of 200,000. Have you used the entire 200,000? Or have you used, the other part is that what is your income, right? What is your income compared to your level of debt? Okay, that's the other part of that. Thank you so much. You see, we have very smart people here. Thank you so much, Win. Yeah. So instead of your children just credit utilization, exactly. Instead of your children starting at age 18 and they're just learning to build their credit, guess what? At age 18, they can already start buying real estate. Because guess what? They've been saving money, right? They can work during the summer, right? And save money. And then you as the parent, how do you support them? That's why we are saying increase your income as well. How do you support them? You can say, okay, for every $3,000 that you make, I'm going to match it by $3,000. Or when you turn 18, when you have $5,000, I'm going to match $5,000. And you can use an FHA loan. It's just 3%. And you can buy your first property. Guess who owns a property at age 18? If a child has a property, and of course you are still overseeing it one way or the other, if a child has a property at age 18, trust me, the chances of that child, the child is, when they say trust kid, the child is well ahead. Because at 18 or at 22 or whatever, all the other counterparts, you know what they have? They have student loan, which is a negative. But if a child is already set up this way, not that you handed it over, but they already, guess what? They already have financial education. The chances that they have been involved and all of that, you can, with your credit, with the child already being an authorized user at maybe 14, at 15, by the time they already have 3 years, credit or 5 years credit record, meaning they have access to leverage, huge leverage. They can buy a property of 200,000, 150,000, and all of that. That is how you set up your children ahead. Trust me, this is what those wealthy people knows and you don't know. This is what they know and you don't know. Because you are paying them. You are doing tax deductible on that end because they're doing some job for you. You set them up for Roth. You already set up Roth IRA because they are working for you. All of those things are things that you need to set them up. But you yourself need to know it first. Right? That's why Sundays, family and finance is one of my favorite day, right? Because we're not just talking about money, or investing. We are talking about how do you even build generational wealth? Because if you're saying we are building generational wealth and we are not talking about the next generation, what are we doing? What are we doing? It ends with you. So the other thing, authorized user is the first thing. I mean, you yourself fix your own credit. Then 2, have your kids as authorized user. How do you have them as authorized user? Do we know how to have your kids as authorized users? For those, you need to check your own country. The United States. But I want to believe that it's possible. There's some countries that there's no even credit system. But this might be applicable for countries that, that there is, you use credit system. Do we all know how to have your kids as authorized users on your credit card? If you like to know, put I want to know. And the chat is so quiet. Can we all tap it? Let's get it to 40,000. Let's share the live. Right now we're at 9 shares. If you've been sitting here for more than 2 minutes, welcome in. Click on that follow button. You've been sitting here. You've joined us. Welcome in. You want to know, yeah. Yeah, click on the follow button. If you're new here, click on that follow button. Tap out the live, share out the live, invite your friends over. Let's do that. Only just one person wants to know. Okay. Cash's latest millionaire intern. Welcome in. Yeah, only one person wants to know. That's interesting. So everybody's just concerned. If we're talking about ETF right now, everybody will say ETF. Only one person. When it comes to your only one person wants to know. Is there any other person that wants to know? Contact the credit card company by phone or do it online. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. We got that. So contact the person. Tolismon already said that. Just me and you. Contact the credit card. Right. Phone away. Yeah. Contact the credit card and tell them that you want to have them. Okay. Had your kid. They're going to ask for their social security and that's it. But the only thing is that you want to make sure that they cannot swipe the card. They are not using it. For them to use it, they need to tell you. Okay? They need to tell you. As a matter of fact, there's no reason why they're using it. They're just riding on your back to build their credit. All right? They're just riding on your back to build their credit. Any question on that? Let me now address some people. And this one is not going to, you might not like me for this. You might not like me for this, and it's okay, right? If you are one of those parents using your children's social security to go and get credit cards, I know what's coming. If you are one of those people that use your children's social security to get utilities because you have messed up your own credit, put an end to it. An end to it today. Put an end to it today. All right? Put an end to it today. I've seen it countless times. Hey, Ecos, right? I've seen it several times. Whereby you see parents use their kids' credit their credit information and mess up the kids' credit information. You're supposed to protect them. You're not supposed to be the one destroying them. You've ruined yours, then don't ruin theirs. And they have many years, many years of trying to redeem themselves. So please, I plead with you, because if that information is not available to you, then would you be able, that's an abuse, a form of abuse. Okay? There's a form of abuse. So let's stop it. Let us stop it. That is stealing from your children. Let us stop it. Okay? Let us all stop that habit. I've seen it too many times. All right? Your children, you're supposed to be the one protecting them. You're not supposed to be the one being the hyena and being the lion that is devouring them. Okay? Be the builder, not the destroyer. All right. Having said that, Dr. Lina is back. By now you know that I'm mother N. I'm mother N, because if your child tells me I can whoop you, I would whoop you. I would fight you. And so you would think that it's my own child. I will fight you. Okay? I will fight you with every power, everything that I have. Welcome in, everyone. If you're new here, click on that follow button if you're new here. So Lisma said, I knew it. All right. So the other thing is that you need to teach your children to be responsible with credit. Teach them. Because guess what? Either you teach them or you don't teach them. They go to their school. Part of the things that's going to college, part of the things that is displayed on the table as they're getting their packet is also the banks that are there to hand over plastics, the credit card to them. So if you don't teach them, they'll be exposed to it and you have no control at that point. So teach them. That's why the authorized user thing guides them, because they would have had, when their friends are just getting it, you'll be like, okay, what's a big deal about it, right? They already have it for so many years, they've not used it. So the chances that they would abuse it when they now have their own is very, very slim. Okay? It's very slim. Also, create good credit habits. Good credit habits. And lastly, avoid unnecessary debt. Right? As a family, we need to avoid unnecessary debt. We only focus on what we need, not the wants. There's a difference between the needs and the wants. What is the needs? The needs are your basic living expenses, plus investments, paying yourself. Those are the needs, right? I added the investments. In short, investment is the first thing. Paying yourself first. You work for that money, so paying yourself first, maxing, you doing your Roth IRA, having your 401k if your employer matches it, right? Having your brokerage account, having real estate, having business, put some of your money in there. Okay? And then your basic living expenses, your housing, your transportation, your feeding, your utilities, right? And your basic, all those basic commitments. It doesn't include that Gucci shirt that you are buying, or parties every single weekend that you are buying the clothes, trying to impress the people that don't care about you. Trying to compensate what you do not for what you don't have. Have you seen, do you know this guy, Sarkine, latest millionaire in town? Have you seen this? If you don't know him, what's it called? School of Hard Knock. He interviews multi-millionaires and billionaires. That's millionaires. Most of the time, multi-millionaires. If you know School of Hard Knock, put yes. If you know him, put yes. School of Hard Knock. He recently, if you know him, put I know him or put yes. School of Hard Knock. You know him, okay. Have you seen when he's interviewing? Do you see all those interviewees? All those billionaires? Do you see them put all the gold on themselves, or you see them wear Gucci from head to toe? or you see them, maybe the best you see them wear a Rolex watch, right? Or you see them maybe wear, a Patek, something, which is, maybe but typically you see them, maybe they are wearing shorts. They're wearing nothing flashy. But guess what? A middle class that is barely, does not even have $100,000 in his account, wants to carry a Birkin's bag, Birkin's purse, and MS, and he wants to carry a Chanel purse, and of course, Lobotini shoes has to be there, and Louis Vuitton as well, Gucci, that t-shirt that is, because it's white t-shirt, but because very ugly thing, and then they wrote Gucci in front of it, and he's buying it for 1,000, and then he's going to be on a very long line as well to even buy it. As a matter of fact, yeah, why are you playing rich? Why are you acting wealthy? You're trying to, when you do all of that, it's not flashy. When you do all of that, do you know what you're doing? You're trying to compensate for what you don't have. Ouch, that was painful. Oh, you're compensating for what you don't have. You want to show the world that, oh, you know what, I have money. But those that have the money, they don't need to show it to anybody. You buy a purse for $10,000, but you don't have $4,000 in your account. Then do you? Why not take the 10,000? That's right, say that again. You're trying to compensate or overcompensate for what you do not have. I mean, let's explain this. How do we explain 70? Is it 70? And somebody can Google it. I know Tolu's mom is our resource person. 73 or 77% is in a soapbox stage. Guess what? 73% or 76% of the luxury items are bought by the middle class. Middle class. So it means that the employees that did not reach 1% of the multimillionaires and the billionaires, somebody checked it earlier, right? With employees, which is the middle class, they are the one that buys 76% or 73%, please somebody confirm it, of the luxury items. I mean, shouldn't it be the other way around? Because the middle class are the one that has less money. Isn't it psychological? Just the same way, whenever I talk about money or whenever I talk about investing, right? Or I talk about financial freedom, and you see me very, very passionate about it. This is part of the reason. I tell people, put your money and invest for 20 years or even 10 years. And somebody, it's a long time. Google says 75%. Thank you so much. I told you we have the resource person here. We have the resource person here. 75%. Pokey, latest millionaire in town. Welcome in. If you are new here, welcome in. We're talking about family and finance, how to set every member of the family for financial freedom. Welcome in. Click on that follow button if you have not done so. Yeah, because 75% of the luxury item, let's do a calculation. 75%, let's just quickly do this. 75% of the luxury items of luxury is bought by people that have less than 1% millionaires or multi-millionaires or billionaires. So it means that the remaining 99% is struggling with 25% of the luxury items. Please let it make sense. Can it make sense? 75% of the luxury items are bought by less than the people that earn less than within the category, less than 1% category. So employees, middle class, great, less than 1% are millionaires and multi-millionaires and the billionaires. Then 25% of the luxury item, it means 25% of the luxury item are bought by the 99%. Come on, make it make sense. It's a psychological thing. Because it simply means that these people are trying to act rich. That's why they are trying to buy this thing. And these ones, they don't need to be wealthy. I mean, they don't need to dress it up because they already have it. So you're trying to compensate for what you do not have. Come on. Don't we just get it? A white t-shirt that you can actually buy in Ross or you buy in a store. Check latest millionaire in town. I'm trying to understand. And guess what? The 99% that they are buying, this 25%, it's almost like the Rolex of this world, right? It's almost things that it's almost like an asset, antique, things that it would even be a ton of value. And guess what? The money they're using to buy it is assets. It is not even their income that they are using. They're using assets and investment for those old private jets. But you want to be... And that's why I also see the same thing. I say this a lot. I tell people, invest for 20 years. I put the numbers together. And I say, 20 years is a long time. But it's okay for you to clock in building another person's business for 45 years. Working from age 20 to 65. And some people will even go back after 65. They will say, they need me on that job. 20 to 65, 45 years. But it's not clocking it every day. But invest for 20 years or invest for 10 years, that's too long. But this is not long. I think it's more of a psychological thing than, or maybe it's like a brainwash, or we just need to unlearn and relearn. We need to all unlearn and relearn. So, please indulge me. We just need to do something differently, do something better. So I want you to be and whenever you're talking about the family, run this by your family as well. Run this by your family. I mean, people come to my life and they were like, are you a millionaire? Okay. Hello. Just because I do not have, maybe I need to wear one big or whatever. And you look like that and your hair looks like that. It's just, so we need to, instead of you acting wealthy, buy those luxury items, and then you are even in line, staying your legs are hurting you. Have you wondered? I mean, I bought one Lobotini shoes. That's one of the most pretty nonsense. $1,000. Most beautiful nonsense I've ever, the most uncomfortable shoes in the entire world. Louboutin shoes. Red bottom, aka that. So, luxury items, guys, take that money. Instead of you changing your phones every single time you want to make a purchase, don't ask yourself, can I afford this? Ask yourself, how can I invest this? Because I'm more passionate because I can teach you investing, the numbers, how to go about it. But if you don't fix this in here, the psychological thing in here, it's hard, right? It's the biggest thing. Once this part clicks, the mental, and you start thinking like I'm thinking right now, because you will be like, okay, why do I need to buy a shirt for that? Because they wrote Gucci in front of it for $1,000 or whatever dollars it's called, or because they put a buckle or a whatever. Trust me, I have them. It's not, but it's the asset that pays for it. But the thing about it is, I only buy when it is beautiful. You see some that is very ugly. It has to be like, I like it, it's beautiful, with or without the name, I love that purse. That's a different thing. That's how I buy things. Okay? But some of us just buy because of the big names. Very true, Miss J. Thank you for confirming. I buy it, it's beautiful. I buy it because it's beautiful. But guess what? It's paying for it. My asset and investment pays for it. Not the hours that I sweat for my life, 40 hours of my life. Yeah, the asset pays for it. So stop acting rich. Stop acting not well. Stop acting wealthy. You are not. Drop your shoulders. Even me, as a millionaire, I am still not there. Okay? I'm still not there. All right? Because I'm still chasing. Otherwise, I would have quit my job. Does that make sense? Talk more of you that you have not even gotten to the $1 million status. So calm down. Calm down. Stop. You are compensating for what you do not have. That's what you're doing. And it shows. It's very, very clear. Otherwise, go to the school of Adnock and see those people. Watch his videos from beginning all the way. Just go and check him today. Just go and check it and you would understand exactly what we're talking about. Even the ones that shows a little bit. Trust me, those ones are not the billionaires. Those are multimillionaires. They have not even reached double-digit multimillionaires. The ones that are very loud, all right? Oh, I made this money. He's not, he's just a multimillionaire. Maybe he has 1, 2, 3 million. He hasn't gotten to double-digit millionaire status. He hasn't gotten to 100. He has not gotten, but the people already 50 million, 1 billion, all those people, they're just, they don't even want to talk. So, anyway, avoid unnecessary debt. Avoid it by all means. If you are new here, welcome and click on that follow button. Today, we're talking about family and finance. We're talking about family and finance, ensuring that every member of the family is becoming financially free. Family credit wise, building family credit wisely. Building family's credit wisely. So build your own credit or to be an authorized user. Oh, and by the way, let me quickly just help as many people that you're trying to pay debt off. And I totally understand. As a matter of fact, I applaud all of you. So whenever you are paying, maybe you make mistake in the past. Maybe you did not know all of this. Trust me, a lot of us did not teach this in college. Okay? We were not taught this in school. So it's not totally your fault. Okay? But now you know. So you want to start paying off before you start rebuilding. So one of the first steps is get your income, look for avenues to maybe side also, get a certification, increase your income. That's number one. Number two is for you to what? To build your emergency fund. Okay? Emergency fund, one emergency can wipe off your entire investment. So you want to build an emergency fund. What are basic living expenses? You want to make sure you build that as well. You want to build that. That's the second thing. Three, what's your emergency fund? Basic living expensive, 3 to 6 months living expensive, your housing, transportation, feeding, which is your grocery, and of course your utilities. Those 4 things, your shoes and all those you're trying to look rich, does not come here. Okay? Because in case there's a job loss, you will not be thinking of shopping. You will not even think about any other person's party. All right? So basic living expenses, it's just to take care of you in a situation where there's actually an emergency and you put it in an IE savings account. Number 3, high interest debt. Any debt that is above 10%. So those credit cards, those payday loan and all of that, you want to take care of that, right? Why is it important? You don't have any business in investing, right? Either in ETF, stock market, real estate, you are not a candidate for that until you have taken care of your emergency funds and, of course, paid off any interest debt. The only investment that you can be doing during the time when you are paying off debt, or emergency fund is contributing to your 401k, right? Contributing and matching what your employer is matching. That's the only form of investment that I would say encourage you to keep. But brokerage account, all of those things, you don't have any business in that, right? So have your emergency fund, then of course our interest there that is above 10%. So mortgage does not fall in here, student loan does not fall in here. Maybe even car note might not fall in there, right? Because most of the time the interest is lower. Now, how do you pay it off? There are different methods. Number one, there's something called the snowball method. Okay. Snowball method simply means there's snowball method, avalanche method, debt consolidation method. There's some other methods as well where people take their 401k to go and pay. I do not recommend that. Or you take ELOC from your house, except you are very, very responsible with it, right? Home equity line of credit, and you pay off the credit because the home equity line of credit is lower in terms of interest, and then you can pay off high interest debt, maybe 25%, 30%, and you still have some wiggle room. However, the risk with that is that you're putting your property at risk, right? Because it's the collateral is a secured loan versus unsecured loan. So you're guaranteeing your property against that loan. You could lose your property. So except you're very, very clear on what you're doing, right? You don't want to 401k and you're tapping with your future and of course your home. That's what. Now, I often talked about that there are other ones, right? There are other three other ones, popular ones. Snowball method. Snowball method simply, identify all your debts, okay? List them out. Look at the one with the lowest balance, the least balance. Let's say we have 1,000, 3,000, 5,000. Take the $1,000 because at this case, you're not looking at the interest rate. The one with the least balance, right? You take that and you tackle that. This helps with motivation and encouragement because if you're able to pay one off, you can be able to pay second, pay third, and all of that. But if you start with the 5,000, it's going to take you a longer time. But if you start with 1,000, it's going to be quicker, right? So that's one. Number two is the avalanche method. Avalanche method is simply, the one with the highest interest. This one puts more money in your pocket because you are going to tackle the one with the highest interest. So let's say 3,000 is the one with the highest interest. You start with that one first, pay that one off, then you go to the next one, to the next one. Overall, at the end of the day, because you're tackling the one with the highest interest, you are going to pay less in terms of interest. Okay? Does that? Right? So that's that one. So everything has its benefit. And the third one that I typically would not talk about is debt consolidation. If the situation that brought you to this debt in the first place, if it still exists and you have not, maybe you're still not disciplined or whatever, don't even touch debt consolidation. However, this could also be, how do I put it, a very good tool for you, okay? It could be a very, very good tool for you in terms of if you are disciplined. Because most of the time, maybe they'll give you 1 year or 2 years of no interest, right? But you're going to pay a transfer fee. That transfer fee is a flat percentage or flat amount that you pay. You consolidate 3,000, 5,000, 1,000. You bring everything together under one roof and then you manage it like that. You pay it off. So maybe you're not going to pay interest for 1 year or whatever. And if you tackle everything within that 1 year, then you're fine. Okay? Then you're fine. So that's another strategy that you can actually use when it comes to those are the three strategies that you can use when it comes to debt payoff, right? So when you have paid off the debt, then you can start investing. What do you invest in? Start with ETF, then real estate, and then businesses. Any question? Next week we're going to be talking about estate and legacy planning. We're going to things like wills, beneficiary, living trust, life insurance, passing wealth without confusion, right? Family wealth, we're going to also be talking about some other things. Let me see, things about scholarships, right? Things about scholarships. We're going to be talking about that. But during the week, we're going to be touching, not as a family, but overall, we're going to be talking about investing, right? Investing, we're going to be talking about the retirement account, emergency fund, the 4 account system. We're going to be talking about all of that. Yeah. Adonai Sable, latest millionaire in town. If you're new here, welcome in. Yeah, click on that follow button, turn on notification bell. If there are no question, any question, any question, any question, any question, and I want to quickly address the latest post on my YouTube, on my Instagram. I mean, not Instagram.